Hi, this is Mommy and your Mommy Negosyo, and in today's video, I want to share with you my answer to the question, how do I expand my business with limited capital? Yun yung question na tinanong ni Diana sa ating free 30-minute mentoring call last Tuesday. Before I forget, if you have not done so, may I invite you to hit the like and subscribe buttons so that you'll be notified when I answer more questions like this. Sabi ni Diana sa akin, I want to expand Mommy N, but I lack capital. Now, are you asking the same question? This was actually the same question I asked for 40 years, and the answer I got was, has always been, the wrong answer. It was only after 30 years that I finally got it right. Would you want to hear my story? Okay, well, as we were growing up, we were always short on money. And I heard my father say again and again that if there's not enough money, kung kulang ang pera sa negosyo, then utang is the solution. So yun yung strategy na sinunod niya. Nung umpisa, he ran into all sorts of problems. By the way, he was a teacher and he resigned from being a teacher tapos nagnegosyo siya. So he ran into all sorts of problems that led to his bankruptcy in some of the business that he started. When he was already in his 50s, nag-umpisa na naman siya. Dahil na-bankrupt kasi siya, at a certain point, he had to go back to teaching. But then, nung mga 50 na, mga 50 plus na siya, hindi pa rin siya mapigilan. So, nag-umpisa na naman siya ng business. And, ginawa niya na naman yung utang-utang na yon. But this time, yung kanyang utang strategy, nag-work out very well for him. So, sabi ko nga, he was a teacher who failed in business again and again, resorted to utang, and eventually, after lots of trial and error, yung kanyang negosyo nag-succeed. And then, he was able to pay off lahat ng utang niya. Yung inumpisahan niya noon, ngayon is one of the biggest poultry farms in the whole of Zamboanga City. Of course, he's no longer alive. It's now my brother and some of my siblings running it. But that was my first exposure to business. And dahil si Papa ay ang aking first teacher, syempre nakikinig ako at naniniwala ako sa lahat ng tinuturo niya, ng tinuro niya noon as I was growing up. And I guess, etong belief na to was one of them. Utang is the way. After all, unlike other people na mangungutang para bumili ng sala set, para bumili ng kung ano-ano, sa amin, yung utang ginagamit ni Papa sa negosyo. So sabi niya, always live a frugal life. Kaya frugal naman kami, hindi naman kami pala branded hanggang ngayon. And all the utangs talagang napunta sa business at sa business expansion. So other than utang, natutunan ko rin sa kanya is frugality and simplicity, as well as persistence. So yun yung mga values that we were brought up in. And so, as a teacher na naging businesswoman din tulad ni Papa, when our own business would be struggling, utang was my only solution. Now, do you have that tendency as well? I hope not. Because as years went by, this strategy na utang, it brought me deeper and deeper into debt. Palaki ng palaki yung utang namin. Until the point when yung utang namin became 3 times already more than what our business was worth. And at that time, when I realized it, that was when I hit rock bottom. At that point, my life was in a big, big mess. I worked harder and harder each day as our utang became bigger and bigger each day. Yung mga anak ko, wala na akong oras para sa kanila, kaya they were having their own problems. And some of my mga kapatid, they did not want to have anything to do with me. Kasi takot sila na baka madamay sila sa utang ko. So even my husband was about to leave me at a certain point because of our non-stop fighting over our money situation. At that moment, wala na akong maisip na any other way of escape from the situation, from that big utang that I was in. So para ma-alleviate lang, makaluwang-luwang lang ng konti yung aming tight money situation, and para sa aking mga anak, sabi ko, the only way out is to take my own life. Kasi I was insured, and therefore I thought if I could make it appear that I died of natural causes, then I might be able to get some insurance money. Yun lang ang naisip ko, huwag niyo akong gagayahin kasi mali yun. Yun lang ang naisip ko, wala nang iba kasi wala na akong matakbuhan. Yes, I tried. I tried not just once, but many, many times kung I tried successively in a month na I tried to take my own life. And ang nakakainis is just like how I was a failure in my business that time, failure din ako. I was more of a failure in those plans that I had of taking my own life. Naalala ko very clearly. I can always remember that specific day. It was an August. Talagang walang-wala na, I hit rock bottom and finally I surrendered. Hindi ko na ikikwento yung details, but at a certain point na parang sabi ko, ayoko na Lord, kasi hindi mo naman ako kinukuha I tried na so many times. So if you really want me to be here, if you really have a mission for me, then yan, ayusin mo tong gulo na to dahil hindi ko na alam kung anong gagawin ko. And that was when I felt His amazing grace. I believe that it was at that point that things turned around for me. No, yung single moment na yon where He saved not only my life, my marriage, my relationships, my family, and also my businesses. Ito yung mga lessons na natutunan ko doon sa mga painful years na yon. Firstly, utang is not the only solution. In fact, there are many other better and easier solutions. And utang must be the last resort. Kaya ngayon, last resort talaga yung pangungutang para sa amin at ng mga anak ko. So ano yung mga solutions na yon? Let's go to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is before you go to utang, find out first what are the root causes of your lack of money for expansion. Tanungin mo yung sarili mo, bakit wala akong pera para mag-expand? First of all, letter A. Remember this. How are my sales? Kumusta naman yung benta ko? Na-maximize ko na ba itong mga benta na yun? Is there any way that I can sell more that I have not done? I have not implemented? Yan. Letter B. Am I selling at the right price? Yung presyo. Masyado bang mataas yung aking presyo or masyadong mababa? Compute your cost. I-compute nyo uli, no? Kasi yung costing natin, baka luma na, outdated na. You might be using the same old pricing nung mga ingredients ay ganito pa lang. Ngayon biglang nagsitaasan na. Labor costs already have gone up many, many times. Pero yung pa rin yung costing na ginagamit natin. Kaya tayo hindi kumikita. Check also the prices of your competitors. Sila ba ay ganun pa rin yung presyo nila or nagsitaasan na yung prices nila? Have they reduced the quality? Baka naman pareho yung presyo pero yung quality ng kanilang products nakapareho nung sa iyo or kaya yung volume ng kanilang products or services ay hamak na mas maliit na or mas konti na. Check them out. Look at your prices. Letter C. Tanong niyo yung sarili niyo, no? Saan ba ako gumagastos? Where am I spending? Look at all your expenses and examine them and find out saan ba tayo pwedeng mag-cut costs. Are you spending too much on unnecessary things? Are there cheaper or better substitutes that you can use? Are you buying too many ingredients and supplies that nag-o-occupy lang siya ng space sa inyong store, sa inyong tindahan, or sa inyong warehouse na hindi naman tumatakbo? Or do you have too many employees who should be doing more but are not doing what they should do? Letter D. Ano ang inyong business model? Is it clear to you? Is it clear to your team? Is it clear to your customers? Sa bawat isa sa mga question na to, no, I want you to dig deep bago mangutang. Dig deep to find out what you could do to increase sales and lower your expenses. Whatever amount you can save, yun yung pwedeng gamitin to fuel your expansion na hindi na kailangang mangutang. So, are you curious to know what I realized sa aking mga negosyo? Well, what I found out was that there were many root causes of our problems. Dami palang root causes nun. Gulo-gulo pala. No? First of all, no, based on yung mga naitanong natin kanina, ang sales namin ay hindi maximize dahil sa tatlong bagay. First of all, yung aming business model, yung aming tao, at yung aming marketing. Let's talk about this. Firstly, wala akong alam tungkol sa business models. Nandun lang kami, alam ko lang, business, you buy something, you sell something, make money. Paano namin gagawin yon? Hindi namin alam. Basta bibili, bibenta. We had no clear strategy and so our marketing was confused and so were our people. Now, let me talk about people next. Marami kaming incompetent na tao at that time. It's not because that they were bad people, but it was because some were wrong hires. Most of them actually were wrong hires. Kahit anong gawin namin, kahit natutukan pa namin sila ng barel, they would never succeed in those jobs dahil hindi sila swak doon sa mga work na yon. Meron kaming na-hire na hindi swak. So, wala talagang mangyayari. And even tama yung mga taong na-hire namin, hindi naman namin na-train ng mabuti. So, we did not clarify what we expected from them so that they can perform well. And yung iba na-train nga namin, okay, pero hindi naman namin chinek yung kanilang performance na, kumbaga, ano yung na-train namin sa kanila, nagagawa ba nila ng mabuti? And then, automatically, every year, nagtataas kami ng sweldo kasi sabi sa newspaper, sabi ng mga tao, no? Sabi ng gobyerno, pero hindi namin alam na kapag ang tao ay tinataasan mo lang ng sweldo ng pare-pareho, what we were actually doing was that we were rewarding those who were not performing well and we were demoralizing and demotivating yung mga gumagawa ng trabaho, yung mga nagpa-perform ng mabuti. Ginagawa din ba ninyo yon, yung pagtataas lang ng sweldo na pare-pareho? Well, now that I've fixed those issues, I can surely help you to grow your business by growing your employees. Kaya ko na yan. That time, gulong-gulo talaga ako. But you will learn more about that later. Other than people, we have the area of marketing. Hindi namin alam yung 4 Ps. I'm sure you know about that. Now, if you don't know about that, Google it. Basic na concept are the 4 Ps of marketing. Ang products namin, no, yung first P, products namin, hindi siya swak doon sa kailangan ng aming customers. So, ang dami-dami naming stock, dami-dami naming binibenta na hindi gumagalaw for so many years. The next P, yung price points. Yung price points namin, yung iba napakataas ng presyo or yung iba naman napakababa that our markup needed improvement. So talagang kailangan na naming mag-focus sa aming numbers. Kaya lang, hindi ako nakafocus doon dahil ang focus ko ay utang. So, yung pangatlong P, place. We realized that many of our store locations were not good choices. Hindi namin nakita yon ng maaga, kaya ang dami naming nasayang na pera sa rent, sa mga kuryente, tubig, utilities, and manpower on those stores. So, yung kumbaga yung mga kumikita na store, kinakain itong mga ibang stores, mga slow-moving stores or the non-performing stores, kinakain yung kinikita ng mga good stores. Finally, yung aming pang-apat na P sa 4 Ps are the promotions. Dami namin ginastos sa promotions that did not get the level of sales that we expected. Promo kami ng promo, sale kami ng sale, pero ganun pa rin yung benta. Hindi swak siguro yung messaging namin sa pangangailangan ng aming mga customers. So, hindi kami nakaka-attract ng tao para pumasok sa store. So, that was the first group of lessons that we learned. Marketing and people. Okay, for the second group of lessons, let me classify it as the lack of monitoring of numbers. Nabanggit ko na kanina that numbers are important. So other than numbers that we needed about our people and our marketing, marami pa ring bagay na hindi namin na-monitor. Yung aming interest, palaki ng palaki, hindi namin siya minamonitor, basta bayad lang kami ng bayad, basta due na yung interest. Ang isa pang hindi namin na-monitor na napakatindi is our inventory level. Yan yung dalawang expense na kumakain sa aming profit margin, sa lahat ng aming kinikita. Now, looking back to the story of my father's utang strategy, I realized na the reason why it worked was because my mother was a very good money manager. Aside from being a frugal and hardworking wife and mother, she always had her eyes on the numbers. She was always watching the expenses while focusing on increasing sales and the other income. Alam niya how an utang can kill a business very quickly dahil sa kanilang experience nung bata-bata pa sila, and so she was always looking for ways to pay off any amount that they owed. Pag nangutang siya, talagang as quickly as possible, she makes it a point na makabayad siya. How we manage money is greatly influenced by what we learned in our families as we were growing up. Ito yung mga nag-form ng mga money blueprint natin that we unconsciously operate from in all of our money decisions. Ito, yung money blueprint na to, ito yung nagdedetermine kung magsasucceed ba tayo sa business or if we fail. Also, if we will be succeeding in life or if we will fail. And this is why, other than coaching and mentoring Pinoys on how to start and grow businesses, I now focus on digging deep into the conscious and subconscious to learn about the beliefs that protected us before. Nung bata tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng mga ibang beliefs eh. And that was for our protection. But these are not working for us anymore as of now. Ano yon? Kaya pumapalpak yung buhay natin. These are the beliefs that we have. So it was my parents' programming that was behind my money blueprint. The bankruptcies and the successes were caused by my beliefs which I got from them. Kaya kung paano silang na-bankrupt nung una, naulit sa buhay ko. Now, were my parents bad people? Of course not. Just like you and me, yung mga may anak sa atin, we will never even think of hurting our own kids. Di ba? Mahal natin sila. So just like us, yung ating mga parents, they only taught us what they believed will help us and which will make us happy. Most likely nga, no, yung kanilang money blueprint, they also learned it from their own parents, who learned it from their grandparents, and so on and so forth. So the question is, would you want to pass on these beliefs to your own kids and to your grandchildren? Would you want to do that? So, going back to our business, before considering utang as the way to expand it, remember to ask yourself these questions. Ulitin ko, no? A, what is my business model? Who are we about? What is our value proposition? How should we communicate and bond with our customers? How will we deliver on our promise? Ano ba yung ating promise sa ating mga customers? Ano yung ating sources of revenue? At ano yung ating mga costs? Dapat very clear sa ating mind yan. And what we use is always the business model canvas or yung gawa ng aking mentor na si Josiah Go, the Man-Smith Business Model Map. So that is something that you can use. Letter B, na-maximize ko na ba yung aking sales? Is there any way I can sell more? Tanungin yung sarili nyo, baka pwede pa. There are so many ways to sell more if you can only focus on it. If you're no longer focused on paying your utang. Letter C, are you selling at the right price or are your prices too low? Letter D, where am I spending more than I should? Where can I cut costs? Letter E, are my people competent and do I have systems in place to make sure that they stay that way? Na yung kanilang competencies, fino-focus natin. Letter F, is my marketing, meaning the 4Ps, are they working? And letter G, one of the most important things I want you to focus on is, am I watching my numbers? Now, watching this video, if you have gone up to this point, tapos without doing the exercises of reflecting on these questions, sayang yung oras natin. So, I'll put all of these questions in case na hindi nyo nalista, hindi nyo na-copy, or hindi nyo na-take down. What I'll do is I'll put these questions below so you can find some time to reflect on this. Please do this for me. Please do this for you. Please do this for your family. So, sit down with your team if you have a team to answer all of these questions. All right? So, was that helpful? Diana asked this question in one of our sessions na one-on-one free Zoom call sa aming mga Q&A Tuesdays. If you have questions about business or if you are interested in learning how to grow your business by growing your people, please tell us in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Or if you need free business mentoring, sign up to our Q&A Tuesdays where you can get into a 30-minute Zoom call with me and it's totally free. So, till next time, this is Mommy and your Mommy Negosyo saying, be business-minded, Pinoy. Are you struggling to figure out what kind of business to start? Have you been changing your mind about different business ideas? I understand how frustrating and confusing it can be not knowing what business to start. It can make you feel stuck, unhappy, and unsure about which direction to take. But guess what? I have developed a program just for you. The Discover Your Business Calling program is designed to guide you on a journey of self-discovery, helping you find the best business idea that resonates with who you are. It also provides you with the guidance and support you need to make a confident decision and to take that leap toward a fulfilling entrepreneurial journey. Don't let the pain of not knowing what business to start hold you back any longer. Enroll in the Discover Your Business Calling program today so you can experience the joy and satisfaction that comes from building a business you love. Check out the description box below for the link to enroll. See you there! If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And when you do, it helps us reach more people and more business owners can learn from us. By subscribing, you're part of a big group that shares helpful information and supports each other. Thank you very much for your support and see you in the next video, okay?